I'm joined now by Bjarni Thorvardarson of Hibernia Networks. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Marcus.
Thanks for the roundtable. Really interesting stuff there. It seems that the capital markets for subsea cabling and for many other industries and sectors, I suppose, very tight at the moment, but slowly improving. Is that right?
Well, I wouldn't call it very tight at the moment. It actually has been very tight for a number of years, and it has opened up. And I categorize project financing in the submarine space as being in the range of difficult to impossible. And I think it's scaled to the left here being difficult now. Well, a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, it would have been impossible to project finance a new submarine cable project. Now the window is open, and whilst it's challenging, it's quite doable.
Now, of course, we've been reading about your company last year opening the first transatlantic cable, launching the first transatlantic cable in 12 years or something like that.
That's correct.
Give us a summary of that. How does that
feel? The summary is great. It feels great. Especially, it took us about 5 years to finance it and build it and whatnot. And that's what I'm relating to 4 or 5 years ago. We were in the market for project financing, and we saw how tough it was. But it wasn't until on the back of improved performance of Hibernia that we managed to finance it more, not as project finance, but more as corporate funding. And that's on the back of the growth of Hibernia, and growth of the revenue base and customer base and profitability, that we managed to get the corporate loans as opposed to the project financing. That's how we saw it. That customer. But it absolutely feels great to have added the first cable in 12 years. 12 years ago when we came into being in the Atlantic in 2003, we bought 2 submarine cables that were underutilized, severely underutilized, and we've been filling that, and now through the 40% growth of capacity every year, we felt the need and the opportunity to build the next cable, which is Hibernia Express, servicing London to New York market.
Well, just give me the business model for that, because that is, of course, the transatlantic area is, of course, the business in the world most competitive. How were you able to, go through that gap?
Yeah, you're absolutely right on both accounts. It is by far the biggest market in the world, but it's also the most competitive market, has been for a while. And I wouldn't want to be in the situation of building a Me Too capacity play in the Atlantic, not at all. You have to find what a unique point and sell to that one. Now, we have done that by catering to diversity. We did that early on. We concluded that our cable, our 2 transatlantic cables, were way north of anyone else. So we came up with the slogan, security through diversity, and we've stayed true to that. And then we service particular markets uniquely. The Canadian market is something that we do pretty uniquely. The Irish market, very, very uniquely. Northern England. And also with Express, the new cable, the unique attribute is the latency. So it's the shortest latency cable by far. And when you're servicing the financial pillars on both sides of the Atlantic, that is New York to London, the opportunity is significant to be by providing the lowest latency product. Now, that's not enough to build a cable, but when you add that to the diversity, to the servicing different POPs and different markets, different countries that nobody else is doing, that makes for a good business case.
Just for our audience, provide me with an understanding about the low latency, the meaning of low latency.
Well, the latency measured how long time it takes the signal to go back and forth. And our latency is 60 millisecond, or 58.9 to be exact, which compares to 64 millisecond of the second fastest cable. And that matters to a number of players. It matters to the web-centrics, it matters to the e-commerce, it matters to the gaming industry, and it matters to the financial industry. So all of these guys will gravitate towards whoever is the fastest. Now, all of them may not attribute material premium on the service, even though you'll get the volume if you are the fastest. But there is also a certain segment of that market that really appreciates and can pay a premium for superior latency.
Right, in terms of the market, there seems to be a lot more players in it now. You were mentioning web-centric companies coming through towards, coming closer to providing installations and cabling themselves, or being interested in partnering in those areas. To what extent is that a threat for companies such as yourselves?
Well, I don't look at it as a threat at all. We were selling services, capacity services to the web-centrics. Now, their demands and their needs have grown so significantly that I fully appreciate and understand that they can outgrow us as a vendor, and they say, getting 100G wave from you, getting 1 terabit of capacity from you, or getting spectrum, half a fiber per spectrum is not enough for me. I need a dark fiber pair, and we will provide them with dark fiber pair. So, as long as you don't look at that as a threat, but an opportunity to cooperate with them, opportunity to build new networks, new routes, then it's a win-win.
In summary then, right now, the current situation in terms of the market, how do you see it?
It's a market that continues to grow 40% a year, but the 40% growth is more and more increasingly coming from the web-centrics, and as long as you take notice of that demand shift, then it's a very lucrative, very interesting market to stay in.
Thank you so much, Bjarni.